Aloha and welcome to another edition of Dan's Fishing Tales. Hey, I'm just sitting here relaxing right now. Been outside in the cold. Not fishing. No, not fishing. We've got about 2 foot of snow. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about this new rod rack I've got sitting here. Haven't put it together. Haven't even opened the box. I happen to be getting some new tackle. And I bought it all. This is not stuff that's been sent to me other than the B&M, which we're going to talk about another time. We're going to talk about all the stuff that we're going to be using this year for B&M rods, KastKing rods, handing rods, some new stuff. It's not what we've used in the past, so I'm kind of anxious to try it out. But the one thing I got is I thought, I better have something, because I usually carry a lot of this stuff in the back of the vehicle, which of course I would, and put it into the boats, rod lockers. But I'm going to have a spot where I can put these, and this thing is supposed to hold up to 16 rod and reel rigs. I don't know how it's going. I haven't even had it out of the box. Don't even know what it looks like, but I got a deal on it. I was on the KastKing website, and I thought, that's not too bad. And my buddy Don Banning wanted me to order him a reel, because he's not into computers. So I ordered him the reel, and I ordered some other stuff, and I got this because it was there. And we're going to put this together today. And like I said, then further down the line, we're going to be talking about the rods and reels, and also some of the Z-Man tackle that I'm going to be using in the upcoming open water season. But here it is. Like I said, this is what it looks like. And we're going to get it out of here. We're going to assemble this thing. Here's a couple of gadgets. These probably go up above or whatever. Like I said, I don't know what's in this box even, or how it goes together necessarily. So we're going to be cutting at certain points here and taking a look. And here's all this stuff. Anything? Oh yeah, there's a rod, because this thing has got a top rack to it, by the way. I did look at that, not out of there, but you can't see it there. It's over here. There's a little top rack, storage area up there. There's a bar that goes across, and you can put some of your fishing line in there to store it, I guess. Some spools where you can maybe just spool it right off of the rack. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But we're going to have to get all these parts out. Let's presume the assembly directions. I see that little thing I was talking about, and there's some parts there that go on. I know that thing goes on as the cap. But there's one down here, way in the bottom. Must have come loose. There it is. You're not going to put much line on that. That's supposed to hold some spools of line. You're not going to hold a lot of them. Maybe a couple of thin spools. That's about it. We'll put that over here, because we're not going to be putting that into place yet anyway. As far as I can see, there's nothing else there. So we'll put this box over. This is what it's supposed to look like when we get finished. So let me get this bag open. Take a look at some of this stuff. Right there. This one I know will be the top, because it's got all the little... No, actually this is going to be the middle, because this has got all the things that... No, I was right the first place. This is going to be the top. It's the one with the orange deals. So I'll stick that somewhere here where I can get at it. We find the bottom one. I don't know if it really makes much difference on these bottom ones. They're two plates. See, they look alike. It doesn't really look like anything. So, anyway, let's start putting it together. See what we got to do. Okay, as you can see, I had to turn the light on back there. My eyes aren't that good, and I don't have my glasses for this. There's a little thing here they call a key on the bottom of this, and this right here, there's a key slot. You can see that there. Okay, that has to line up with this, and so we got to put that through there so that it hits it, so that goes through, because what we have to do down here is we've got a nut that we've got to put on this. So let me get that lined up. I'm just showing it to you, and now I lose it. There we go. You go right into this. Like I said, it's what they call a key slot. And I'll tell you, there's not much space on this son of a gun. Let's see what you gotta do. Okay, you gotta get that lined up. There's actually some burrs on the edge of this thing where it goes. So, yeah, you got the, there it is. Okay, now you push this down like this. There you go. Okay, now you can see that goes through here, and what's going to go on there is the nut for the back of the thing. So we got this pushed in. Now we got to put this nut on this thing. So gotta find that. That's over here. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I got this stuff wrapped up, and this looks like it's split open. Now this I know is going to go on the top right here. This little thing that looks like a flagpole top. That goes on the top of this once you get this other on here. Here's the nut right here. Okay. Now, we're going to take this. You can see that threaded area down there. Okay, now we put that down there and we thread that on and we get that tight so that that holds that. And that shouldn't come out. That's good and tight. I don't think I cross-threaded it. It's just on there is all. I don't know why they put it on that. Well, this sucker really goes on a lot more than you think. Okay, like I said, I was going to go get something, and you can see it's down now. I got one of these. If you've got something like this, make sure you got it around, because you can't get your hands in here right with this, the way this plastic's set up. And you really got to work on that, but it did go down. I just put it on so that you can see. I can't get it any further because there's a couple of tabs there. So you can see here that I already had it set for the size. That's why you didn't see me readjust it here. Okay, you get that on there like that, and then you just tighten it like this, and it's as tight as it can go. So, and you can see this is now, this bottom is right up to the level to here, and there's none of it sticking up. Before you seen where it was sticking up. So now what we're going to do is the next one, and that's going to be this right here. And the reason that they both look the same and there's no holes is because you're going to have two tiers of rods. Actually, you're going to have some up, and I would suggest for sure put your shorter rods up on the top one. Now we've got to find another key, which is this one right here. You see that slot, and this one's got the same thing. You just got to, or at least I shouldn't say the same thing, because it's got an indentation area that goes in there. Okay, now this one's got the indentation right here, so we're going to put it on next. And right here you can see that slot right there. So I just lost this one. These are hard to see, they really are, but it's right here, so we'll get that lined up right where it ought to be. That should be it there. And you're supposed to push it down to the bottom of that slot. There's, if you get it into the right spot, it will. Because this, like I told you, that slot goes clear down to here, and that's where you have to put this. There we go. Okay. Now, pushed it down. There we go. We got it like this. That is to the bottom of that slot, so that's ready to go. Now we're going to work on the top part. Okay, next we're going to be doing this top part. You can see these threads right here. Okay, there are some sort of threads, I guess, in here. Yeah, you can see them. They're down inside of here. And you're supposed to put these on here, like this. Right to there. Now we screw that in. Let's hope it's not as hard as that bottom one. That bottom one is a bear. There we go. Okay, now that's screwed together. Now I'll take a look at what we do next, which should be that plate there. Okay, next we're going to put this on. And this has got somewhere here. Here it is. If you can see it here. This has got this right here, this groove. It's a slot, and you have to find the key, just like we did on the others, on this. So, there it is right there. There's also a little pin here. that little pin, you can see it. I'm going to show you that right now. See this little pin right here? I hope you can see it. I can't see you, so anyway, it's right here. It's in this spot. And this is over here. This is the key. So we have to slide that key here, and then on this, there's a hole, right? You can probably see it there. There's a hole right there. Okay, that pin is going to snap into that, so that we're going to know if it's into the right spot. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is put this and push on that little thing I showed you. Push on it sideways, and then get that key, as they call it, lined up over on the other side at the same time, and then push them down together, which is not all that easy to do. Here we go. Okay, so what I did, I pushed on this. You can see now that's pushed in. But we're going to push it down until, hopefully, we hear a click. There. Do you hear the click? Okay, now it's in place. This isn't a simple 1-2 operation because of the way it's made, but in a way, when you think about it, this thing's really built, it seems like, to hold together. It's not going to be one of these little flimsy things you put together and it's like, uh-oh, you know, because that's got a pretty good sturdiness to it. Now we got to put this on, this little thing right here. Another thing to screw in. That's right here, this knob on top. That's all that is. It's a knob, no big deal on that. But now it's screwing on pretty good in that figure. The knob that really doesn't do anything screws in great. Anyway, there it is, like that. Now what we do is we got that other little thing that I'm going to show you. There's that little pin for that deal, and there's a couple of little notches right here. There's one here, and there's one over here, and this drops right into that, just like that. So now you can put your spools of line on there. Supposedly this right here, this is for like pliers or something like that. You know, I don't know how much that you're going to do, although it would be smart if you are going to use this to spool line on. You know, put a pair of cutter scissors, something really like that will cut, especially braided line. Make sure that you got it for something like that. And this is just kind of a little storage area for I don't know what. So why don't I grab a rod or two and we'll see how this thing works. I'll move this out of the way, and I've got a spot here in front of me that I've been setting this on like this, and we're going to look at the whole thing and put a couple of rods on there and then see how it works. Okay, let's see how this works now. I've got a couple of my new KastKing outfits here. This one's actually a taller one, so we're going to put it right here, and then that just snaps right into that, just like that. Shorter one here, we'll put it up to like right here. Okay, that works pretty good on the same level, but as you can see, they can be stacked right together. Now this will be another long one. This is my B&M, that is the 75 series that I use a lot. And I don't have any of the handing ones yet, but we're going to be talking about those too. I wanted to put them together, and they're going to go all the way around here to balance it out better. And let's put it on one side, see if it works. Well, it doesn't work too bad. And that is kind of nice, because we got these. These are both 7-footers right in here. This one's a little bit longer, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit taller, this KastKing one. But you can see you can put your spinning. That's right down there. Now, I've got room right here for another rod of some sort. Oh, here, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, there, that helps. All right, now, see, I got those spaced out. These two are right together. This one's one over. So what I'd have to do is turn it maybe like this, and in order to get another one in there. That might be a bit of a trick, just depending on how you're doing it. Although this, by being here, you can see what it'll do. This reel is above this reel. If you had to have it down the same distance, you'd be in trouble. But yeah, that doesn't work out too bad. You could, because the next one would be right here, And again, this would be your shorter rods you'd put in there. I've got a lot of long ones, so I'm hoping that they'll all fit, because you got to worry about hitting the ceiling up here. And I see that this one, this is I think this is a 7.6. Yeah, I think these are 7.6. And so the 7.3, yeah, 7.3 would fit down there somewhere. Anyhow, that's what we got. This is how it's set up, and not too bad. Well, you got to see this thing put together. It was a little bit of a chore, as you've seen. We had some problems there. There were no doubt about that, especially on that nut on the bottom. But if you get a tool, like I said, one of these tightening tools like this, you know, I wouldn't doubt an oil filter tightener would even work, because basically that's what this thing is kind of like, except that this is for household things like jars and that. And like I said, what I wanted to do is put the rods like this over on one side. See if it's actually kind of tippy, but I've got 3 rods there. They are lightweight ones, especially that assassin reel that's down there. That thing is only 4.5 ounces. It's a very light reel, and we're going to be talking about that in another video. And this one right here, this is a little bit heavier, this B&M 75 series. I use that a lot, which you've seen me. In fact, we got a video on using that and how we did it. It's 4 crappies basically, but you know me and my finger jigging. Yep, that rod is ideal for that, and it's actually worked very, very well when we were doing some of the natural forage bait finesse worms, and also when we were fishing the TRDs that are the Z-Man stuff. It worked great for those as well. I really like that rod. Reel is a matching reel. It works good too, but we're going to be talking more about that stuff later when we do another video about, as I told you earlier, the rods and reels that I'm going to be using this year. And I don't have the handing rod to show you. I've got it on order. Most everything I got through Amazon on this, because I had a lot of great coupons. Some of this stuff I was getting 50-60% off on an already reduced price. So I was doing pretty good on them. That's why I went ahead and got them. Otherwise I wouldn't have. I wanted something a little bit more modern. And then when I seen this rack, and here's another thing we're going to test. We're not going to jam it in the ceiling, but see how it's pretty lightweight with those, no problem. I'll set it back down, see if she sets right into place, no problem there. So that was another little test I wanted to throw on this. But things pretty doggone good. It's seated in good. This pin snapped in place good once we had a little bit of problem there, as you've seen. And as I said, this is a KastKing rod rack, round one. They've got some others too that are flat. You can put on walls and what have you, but I wanted something like this would stand up. And by it holding that many rods, 16 rod and reel outfits, I thought, okay, that's about what I use all the time too. I can remember one time I did a video, well, it was actually one of my TV shows, and my cameraman had been held up by another person in another show. I won't mention her name. Anyhow, she'd held him up past the time when we actually were going to film. It was getting late in the day. We had to get it shot, and I had 12 rod and reel outfits out on the deck. And I said, you want me to tell people why I've got all these? He said, I'm almost afraid for what you're going to say. Well, I told him what I was going to say. He said, that's what I thought. But what I did do is explain why we have that many. And every rod and reel is a tool, just like a carpenter has a tool for everything. A fisherman that's really into fishing especially, you're going to have a tool for every different type of lure, every sort of a cast you're going to make, and that's what I've got. I've got different sizes, I've got different actions, different tip actions, the whole works. And again, we'll get into that when we do the video on what we're going to be using this year and all this new tackle, talking about that. So anyway, that's what we did with this KastKing 16 rod rack. I think it's called a V16. I don't know, that's something like that. You can look it up, it's on their website. Simple website, KastKing.com. So until next time, get out on the water and have a great day of fishing.